Imagine this. You wake up with morning wood and you're horny as fuck. But before you can do anything, you have to go and take a shit first. I've mentioned this story so many times before because you also remember this, don't you? I would always have to go and take a shit first thing in the morning. And after I would have a shit, I would fap 2 or 3 times. Basically 2 or 3 times. And then after that has gone on for like a couple years, I finally found like some random nofap video that I wanted to watch. And it was like this weird video with like a bunch of these weird edits of like the top 7 ways to stop fapping, like the nofap benefits timeline. Like on day 90, you're gonna start levitating and you'll be able to shoot lightning out of your hands or some other bullshit. And it did help me for a little bit. It did help me. That's true. I was getting to day 3, day 4, and then relapsing again. That's where I really got stuck. Day 3, day 4, relapse. Okay, come on. Like we gotta get to day 90. We gotta get to day 90. That's what this guy in the video said, right? Day 3, day 4, relapse again. And again, and again, and again. Relapsing over and over and over again every 3 or 4 days. Maybe every week. Maybe that was the max I could go, just 1 week. And then again, day 3, day 4, relapse. This is why you relapse. I'm not really gonna waste your much time. This is why you relapse. So it's because you're not changing your environment at all. You're not changing your environment at all. See, there's a story that I want to tell you. So in Vietnam, like I think during the Vietnam War or something, a massive percentage of people tried heroin. Like a massive percentage. Like they tried these like really addictive drugs. And so the US thought that when these guys would come back like from the war, they thought that they were gonna have like a drug outbreak and everybody's gonna be addicted and all this stuff. But when those soldiers came back, those soldiers who were super addicted to those drugs, when they came back to the US, nothing happened. They stopped taking the drugs. Why? Because they changed their environment. Because in that previous environment, they used to take drugs. In that previous environment, they used to be just complete degenerates. But when they came home to the US, they completely changed their environment. So they stopped taking those drugs. If you change your environment, you change your behavior. And so you need to change your environment. You need to change the things that you do. Maybe even like the physical place that you're in. Maybe, so this is an action step for you right now. Maybe sleep in a different place in your home. Maybe when you wake up, maybe not look at your phone straight away. How about that? Maybe just like put your phone in a different room. Now you're gonna make excuses and be like, oh no, but I need my phone to track my sleep and stuff, and I need an alarm or some shit. Just get like a watch or something. Just like put an alarm on that. Get a normal alarm clock and just use that. There's no excuses. No excuses. For me, that was what I would call a hot trigger. Because I would wake up and I would instantly grab my phone. And that's usually when I would fap. Also, this is going to be a very common hot trigger for you. Because it was for me when I was just sitting around, just wasting time, scrolling on my phone. That would be absolute just prime time to go on a fap-a-thon. Absolute prime time, right? Why? Because you're just sitting there, you're not doing anything productive. You're just on your phone, on Instagram. Of course you're gonna fap like 3 more times when you're doing that. And so you need to identify, you take this action step right now, by the way. Identify your hot triggers. For me, it was waking up and just instantly grabbing my phone, and also just basically just being lazy. Just being lazy. Just like sitting around, with my feet up on the desk, just like scrolling on my phone. Those are my 2 big ones. What are the ones for you? Maybe yours is similar to mine. Maybe yours are just completely different. Write them down and figure out, okay, what can I do about these? What can I do about these triggers? Okay. Well, I know a hot trigger of mine is that when I wake up, I grab my phone, and that's usually when it happens. That's usually when I fap like 4 times, right? Maybe just like, wake up and just don't grab your phone. Maybe just throw your phone in a different room. How about that? Have you ever thought about doing that? It's pretty simple when you say it out loud, isn't it? Maybe my other hot trigger is being lazy, just like sitting around and like, wasting time. Maybe I just like make a schedule, make a timetable so that the whole day I'm doing shit and I have no time to waste just like lounging around doing whatever. Okay, so you can think about solutions to these problems, because first you got to think about problems. It's way easier as humans, just like biologically, to think about problems, because we're programmed to survive, not thrive. And so when we find problems, it's much, much easier to find a solution instead of just finding the solution in like the first place. You need to find problems first. You need to find your hot triggers before you can find solutions to them. So do that action step right now. Like, go on your phone, go grab a piece of paper, write down what your hot triggers are, and then write down your solutions. And that's really it. You change your environment, you change your behavior. You change what you do, eventually you're gonna stop happening. That's it. It's pretty simple. And also right now, that like you have this belief that, yeah, I'm quitting. You have that belief, don't you? Like, oh yeah, I'm quitting. Why do you have that belief? Does that belief serve you in any way? No, it doesn't. That belief, they're like, oh yeah, I'm trying to quit because this addiction has control over me. That belief doesn't serve you in any way. So why do you have it? Why not instead have the belief that you just aren't a fapper? Why not instead just have the belief that you just don't partake in the drug? Because eventually when you start to change your beliefs, because the beliefs are your foundation, by the way, the beliefs that you feel about yourself, the beliefs that you have, they are your foundation to how you do literally everything. And so if you have the belief that you are a fapper, you're going to start to act like it. But if you have the belief that you're not a fapper, that you're a disciplined guy, then you're going to start to act like one. So change your beliefs. That's really, really important as well. Change your beliefs. And just lose your ego for a second. Lose your ego to think like, okay, I've fapped 2-3 times a day, every single day for a couple years now, the past year. I'm probably not going to get to day 90 or whatever the fuck these bullshit no-fap YouTubers are telling you. I'm probably not going to get there right away. So maybe I'll start with, instead of doing it 60 times a month, maybe I'll drop it down to 30 times a month. Like, that's huge. That's a huge deduction. Maybe the next month I try and do it maybe 20 times, and then maybe 15 times, and then 12 times, and then 10 times. That's a much better way to do things. You progressively deload it. If you try, let's use the gym again. Let's use the gym analogy again. If you try and run 3 plates on the bar, you try and bench 315, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail because you have to start with the empty bar and work your way back up. You can't just load 3 plates on the bar and be like, yeah, bro, I can do this for like 5 reps. Like, no, you're not gonna do anything. Start small and be proud of yourself, by the way. You should be really proud of yourself for even the smallest progress that you make. If you go from doing it twice a day, three times a day, to suddenly getting to day 3, day 4, that's sick, dude. Like, that is huge progress, and you should feel extremely grateful for that. You should be really, really proud of yourself for that, because that is really like huge progress. If you've been doing it like consistently every single day, multiple times a day for fucking years, right? It's that simple. Hope this video helped you, bro. Take care.